I'm Julie. Welcome back to the channel. Are you an antique dealer with an antique booth, or maybe you are a vintage reseller with an online store? I'm about to share with you my sales for the month of May, to share with you what's hot right now in vintage resale and what's not so hot in terms of the profit margin that I was able to make for the month of May. About a month behind on my bookkeeping. It's beginning of July and I really should be sharing with you my June bookkeeping, but I am just now getting to the month of May. But I do think that this video will be helpful for both online sellers and people with an antique booth in a brick and mortar store. Just in terms of what kind of things are hot right now, what kind of things to look for to source for your online store or your antique booth. So in terms of the order of this video, I do have some notes. I'm going to start with several of my worst sales in terms of profit margin for the month of May. And then I will save my best for last. So then I will share several of my best sales for the month of May in terms of profit margin. And then at the end, I will have just some honorable mentions or just some interesting sales that happened. For the month of May, my sales totaled $513.90. This includes the 10% commission that I pay to the owner of the store off of every single item that I sell. So after the 10% commission, a little over $500, and I think that's good considering I didn't sell a single piece of furniture in the month of May. That $513 was all from smalls, and if you've been watching my channel, you will know that was my dream, to be able to make it financially in my antique booth just selling smalls, which is my true passion. So all of that was from smalls alone. I'm sitting outside of my screen porch and the only noise I can really hear is my neighbor's rooster and some birds, so hopefully that won't be too distracting. So I will start with the worst items. I sold a heavy deviled egg dish. It was clear glass hobnail. I paid, I think, too much for it. I paid $8.56 for it. That does include sales tax. And it sold for $23.40. So when I tell you my sold price, I'm telling you the price that it sold for after the store took their 10% commission. So that was a profit margin of just 63%. People love deviled egg dishes, and when I see nice ones, I buy them because they sell really well, but I paid too much for this particular one at $8.56. Up in the worst category was this book, and it was copyrighted 1974. I just really loved the front cover, and that's why I bought it. I paid $3.20 for it, and it sold for $10.80 for a profit margin of just 70%. And this is my worst profit margin for the month of May. I found these two mouth-blown goblets at Value Village, and they had them priced at $6.06 each, which is a lot, especially when I looked online when I got home and realized that they were from Pier 1, and that even though they were very nice and unique and heavy, they were handmade items, that they weren't worth that much. When I bought them, I figured I liked them so much that if I couldn't make any money on them, I would just keep them for myself. I didn't keep them for myself, I put them in a booth. They each sold for $12.60, so that was just a 49% profit margin on these lovely mouth-blown glass goblets from Pier 1. Snow babies and precious moments. I would say those are my two main figurines that I like to source for my antique booth. I just really like the look of them. So sometimes, because I want to complete my snow babies display or my precious moments display, if it's getting thin on the amount of items in the display, I like to fill it up again, which means that sometimes I pay too much for snow babies and precious moments. So I paid $5.45 for this snow baby figurine. It's called We Make a Great Pair, and it sold for $12.60 for a profit margin of 57%. I do think it's interesting that this snow baby sold in the month of May, and that these things don't just sell leading up to Christmas. I have a large collection of this amber glass dessertware. These are the dessert plates, and then I have the ice cream bowls, or the dessert bowls. And when I bought these, I thought that they would sell really quickly because I had previously had some goblets that looked exactly like these, and they sold really well. But the plates and the bowls have stuck around a while. I sold one dessert plate that I paid $2.24 for, and it sold for $10.80 for a profit margin of just 79%. This was not a vintage item, but it is a wooden toy, and people, including myself, seem to love wooden toys for children that don't require batteries. So this was an IKEA abacus, and it was $3.31. It sold for $14.40 for a profit margin of just 77%. Finally, to wrap up the worst category, I have some books in my booth, and I tend to gravitate toward Harry Potter books because they just sell really well, especially if you can find a really nice hardback, which is in really good condition. So I sold a paperback. I paid $1.62 for it. Since it was a paperback, I only put $5 on it. That was a profit margin of just 64%. Now we're going to move on to the best sales that I had in the month of May in terms of profit margin. The first was this pair of lead crystal candlesticks. They were just lovely. When I did my bookkeeping, I used Microsoft Excel. If you use some software other than Microsoft Excel, please let me know in the comments what you use for your antique booth or your online store bookkeeping, because Excel is very tedious for me, and I know that there's something better out there. I'm just not sure what it is. So I couldn't believe that I had only paid $1.17 for this beautiful pair of lead crystal candlesticks, but apparently that's what I paid. I had them for a very long time. They sold for $32.40. That was a profit margin for me of 96%. So awesome. Next up was one Swanky Swig. I paid $0 for the Swanky Swig because it was part of the gift haul that I received from a friend. I have mentioned this gift haul in many of my videos, and I'm really grateful that I received it. It was from a friend that I knew when I was a teacher, and she basically cleaned out her basement, and she called me and asked me if I wanted anything for my antique booth, and I was like, sure, I'll take whatever you want to give me. So she had a whole collection of Swanky Swigs, and I put $8 a piece on each one, so I made $7.20 after the 10% commission. Because I paid $0 for it and it was a gift, that is 100% profit margin. If you saw my video where I went to that amazing estate sale where everything in the house was 75% off, I waited and went on the last day, I think it was a Sunday, to make sure that I got the best deal, which was 75% off. There was a lovely collection of handmade pottery, and it was from the late 80s and early 90s, and the artist was named Aaron. So I just thought it was really well done. It was chunky and sturdy. I even had one of my viewers on this channel tell me that I wasn't charging enough for this stuff, and she's probably right. I paid just $2.50 for this lovely spouted batter bowl, and it sold for $23.40 for a very nice 89% profit margin. I'm gonna put that video of that estate sale where I bought this stuff in the end card. So after you finish watching this video, make sure you watch that one as well. It's a really awesome estate sale haul video. This is exciting for me because I just really loved this wooden block puzzle. It was German, and when you put the puzzle together, because they were blocks, it had a different picture on every single side. I paid $2.24 for this, and it sold for $14.40 for a profit margin of 84%. This is another thing, when I look back at my bookkeeping, I thought to myself, wow, I only paid $1 for this. So I paid $1.07 for this gold trimmed ice bucket, and it sold for $18 for a very nice profit margin of 94%. And this gold trimmed pitcher, it sold the same day as the gold ice bucket, so I feel fairly confident that it was the same person who bought both to complement each other on a vintage bar or what have you. The gold trim pitcher was not vintage. These are available on Amazon. I paid $0 for it. This wasn't from the gift haul. This was actually from a house that my husband was working on. And a lot of times when he's working on a house, people will just give him stuff for free that they don't want anymore, or they'll actually leave stuff behind. And one of his jobs sometimes is to clean out a house that is getting ready to be placed for sale. Anyway, he just got a bunch of cool stuff out of this house, including this pitcher. So I paid $0 for it, and it sold for $16.20 for a 100% profit margin since I got it for free. And finally, in the best category was this pecan pie dish with the recipe on it. I always buy these when I see them, assuming that they're in good condition and that they're a good price, because they tend to fly off the shelves. People love them. I've had blueberry pie, strawberry pie, apple pie, pecan pie, pretty much any pie you can imagine. If you see these at thrift stores or garage sales or whatever, pick them up because they're good sellers. I paid just $2.14 for this one. It sold for $14.40 for a profit margin of 85%. Okay, and now for my honorable mentions or interesting occurrences for the month of May. I have these two lovely German wine pitchers. They remind me of German beer steins, but they're not beer steins. They're actually called wine pitchers. So they are meant to hold wine, not beer, obviously. So these two sold on the same day. Here's a good example of something where I got one of them for a really good deal and one of them I paid too much. So for the miniature one, the smaller of the two, I paid just 94 cents for it. It sold for $16.20 for a profit margin of 94%. So that was amazing, right? Then the larger one, I must have gotten at a different time at a different store because I paid $5.35 for the larger one. It sold for $23.40. So that was a profit margin of just 77% on the larger one. So just kind of interesting how you can find things in different places and at totally different prices. I mean, I'm happy with both of those sales, but when I really dig into my bookkeeping, I'm really excited to see that I just paid 94 cents for the smaller one because it was very special. This one, when I saw it, it was just strange. It was so strange that I had to have it. It was, I think, mid-century metal art, and it was just this strange clown. It was $3.20. It sold for $16.20, and that was an 80% profit margin. I had it for quite a while before someone thought it was interesting enough to buy it. So even though most people don't smoke cigarettes anymore like they used to, ashtrays continue to be a good seller for me and for other people in my antique store. This yellow square one, I just thought it was cool, and it had that 1970s or 60s vibe to it. It was just $1.17, and it sold for $10.80 for a nice profit margin of 89%. So yes, even though people don't really smoke cigarettes like they used to, ashtrays are still hot. It just is what it is. Okay, and if you saw my thrift haul video when I showed this vintage nut chopper with the brown top on it, as I was filming the video, I noticed that the blades were plastic, and the older ones, like the 1940s and 50s, the blades were metal. So I was disappointed when I saw that the blades on this one were plastic, and so I decided to put just $10 on it. It sold for $9, and I only paid $1.49 for it, for a pretty nice profit margin of 83%. For some reason, every time I put one of these in the booth, they sell. Those and citrus juicers always sell. I wasn't crazy about the brown color, and I definitely wasn't crazy about the fact that the blades were plastic. I figured that probably meant it was a 1980s piece and not older. But I can't argue with the fact that it wasn't on the shelf for very long and that 83% profit margin was pretty good. I hope that this video helped you in terms of just what kind of things are selling for me at good profit margins and what kind of things are also selling, but I'm not really raking in very good profit margins. I am an entire month behind on my bookkeeping. I hope to get my June sales video out fairly soon. I do have a good excuse though. We have a new foster dog from the shelter in our county where we volunteer and foster for, and he was very sick when we got him. He was sick with canine infectious respiratory disease, and basically my whole life for about the first week was just trying to keep him alive, because a lot of the dogs, even though they're on antibiotics, they still develop pneumonia, and that can quickly become very life-threatening for them. So he was out here a minute ago playing with my other dog. He's completely better now. He's also a French bulldog, so his snout is very short, his nasal cavity is very small, and I was just really worried about him. It's very hot here in Georgia, and I really have to be careful about watching to make sure he doesn't overheat. And also when he was sick with the respiratory illness, he was coughing all the time with nasal congestion. I was particularly worried about him because of his short nasal cavity. So he's back in the house, but I will make sure he makes an appearance in my next video because he's absolutely precious. So thank you so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.